Peace, butterflies. Thank you for being here in this moment. You are currently listening to the Butterfly Experience podcast with myself, Emyne, as your host. I'm honored to be trusted with your time, space, and energy on this platform, and I'm sending you all love as we join together for this episode. Before we begin, I would like to give a disclaimer that the things I express in this episode are my own opinions and experiences, and if you need help working through your mind, body, or spiritual disease, I encourage you to reach out to a professional. Thank you. Now on to the episode. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Emyne, host and founder of the Butterfly Experience podcast, where we are all about enlightenment, connection, and healing through transmutation, transformation, creativity, and conversation. Obviously, this is a very special time to be a part of this experience because it is actually our first time doing a visual element. I'm super proud of myself for getting to this point. I'm super grateful for TJ, and I'm really happy to have you here. This is the Butterfly Experience Podcast, Season 3, Episode 1. Let's do it. So I'm really excited because we have all of our packages here for the set, because this is cute and all, but we gotta butterfly it up, make it look like a garden, you feel me? So I know we won't be supporting Amazon, but I ain't gonna lie, I got some stuff from Amazon. Hit up a Family Dollar. This is Layla, my plant, always had her. She's gonna be joining us today for some extra pizzazz and personality. But yeah, I'm just gonna be unboxing it, you know what I'm saying? I want y'all to see what we got, and I want y'all to watch me build this so y'all can see the process and everything. I handpicked out everything. I'm gonna probably insert this picture where I literally like took screenshots, cut it out to see what it would look like, put everything on there. But I'm really excited because I haven't seen anything, so this is gonna be lit. Let's get into it. Where should I start? Let's start with this. This one is already open a little bit too, so that's another reason I wanted to open it. All right, I'm gonna talk to y'all and kind of like, I think I'm gonna just regularly talk to y'all. I don't think I'm gonna like tell stories and stuff. We just gonna talk about what I'm unboxing and stuff like that. But I hate multitasking, child. I love like just sitting down in conversation. I don't like doing stuff and talking at the same time, but I'm gonna do it for y'all because I love y'all. So we here with it. All right, let me see. This the backdrop or whatever. It look kind of purple in person. That's so crazy. I'm gonna insert like the Amazon picture and then like what I got. You know what I ordered versus what I got. It's gonna be lit. All right. I'm glad TJ nodding in the back because I'm just saying all these edits. He like, I got you. We gonna do it. This is kind of purple. All right. Let me see. Oh, let me turn around, which is not a problem. I love purple. It's my debut album. So we got this backdrop or whatever. Ooh, I love it. It's so cute. It got all these different butterflies on it. It say butterfly at the top, which I thought was so cool and so cute. Okay, cool. And different types. You see that right there? That's the different types of butterflies. You can see it. Y'all can see that, child? I think y'all can. All right, that's cute. I like that. Boom. So we got our backdrop because the backdrop was really important to me. To have a little something in the back to let people know, like when you first glance at it, okay, you see butterflies. Like, okay, that's the Butterfly Experience podcast. I know that backdrop anywhere. All right, this is the frames. So the frames were for like, so I could have like a little sign on the side that say the Butterfly Experience podcast or something, you know, of that nature. So these are just the frames. I got stand-up frames. Again, I'll put the Amazon joint in there so y'all can see it. But they just like glass frames. I got double red. I'm gonna give y'all a little ASMR moment. Hold up. Y'all probably getting an ASMR moment, honestly. Let me see. Oh, can I take it out like that? Boom. So it stand up like that, and then it got this little bottom piece you put on it. All right, let me do it. I like that, huh? It's great, huh? Okay, moving on. So yeah, we got a little frame situation going. They glass, so I hope I didn't. Oh, this not broken. All right, cool. Cool frames. Boom. Bada bing. Bada bomb. All right, so these are like, I got little. You can kind of see them. I got little like butterflies you can put on the gate and clip to things. So like I wanted to have, I wanted to look butterflied out. So these were just a couple little extra ones I could put in different places. How many come in a pack? Child, I don't know, but when I looked online, I think it said a lot. So we got these. Boom. Let's see what this is. Is this? I gotta be careful because there's some like fragile joints in here. The picture, we had to go get cups. So let me tell y'all how I didn't order cups from Amazon. I was like, I'm probably just gonna grab those from the dollar store. But they had cups that go perfectly with this picture. So I'm supposed to be kind of showing y'all. Let me see. So this is the little top. This one's so fancy. It's so cute. Oh, it's like in a little film. So this is the picture. I feel fancy as shit. We're gonna put the lemonade in there. This is gonna be lit. So yeah, I had got the picture and ordered it, picked it out. I was like, oh, it's textured. This is cute. It's not looking basic. It's not getting basic. It's giving cute. Do they have the, oh wait, that's the, they got the little spinny thing. So when you get the juice, you can, no, this is to clean it. Never mind. Child, I thought it was something else. Anyway, I was like, I need to get cups, but I kind of wanted to go. Like, I don't want it to look like, I kind of want it to look like they came together. Like, I could have ordered it together. So let me show y'all these cups. So y'all see the picture, boom, right? We was in a dollar store because I had to go get something to drink to put in the picture because I'm like, I'm just going to have an empty picture on the table. We went to the dollar store and look at the cups. They look like they go, right? Like, it's a different type of diamond, but let me hold up the picture again. You can see how it it looks similar. Like, it's giving some. It's giving some. So, boom. You know, with the theme or whatever. So, that's the picture for everything. We're going to be drinking and stuff. It's just going to be lemonade and stuff like that. I'm going to make these little fruit juices. All right, let's move on to the next box. This the one I don't have a box cutter for, but we're going to get through it together. I'm using all my strength. I'm trying to get y'all ASMR moments. I don't really like ASMR that much, but there's people that do. So, you know, they give the girls what they want. All right, we about to get it. Ciao. And then I don't got my keys or nothing. But look at that. Look at God. It's working out. I was clearly the kid at Christmas that was ripping shit open all kinds of ways. After niggas spent all types of hours trying to wrap that shit perfectly. I just want what's inside, love. All right. Let's see. Let's see. I think I got like 3 more things possibly. Oh, this one. Hold up. Let me try to pull the size off. I'm going to clean all this up. Don't worry, y'all. I know it look like I'm making a mess, but I'm going to deal with it. All right, what is this? Oh, this is probably the waterfall. LOL, I just spoiled it, but I think it's the waterfall. I'm really strong as shit for real for like no reason. Y'all see me just ripping this box open? I'm trying not to show my strength. Like, I ain't trying to look husky as shit on the joy, but I feel like I look husky as shit. I'm trying to open this box. Listen. I'm also trying to be gentle at the same time. I'm working on my physical gentleness, y'all. Yeah, I think this is the waterfall. This is going to be so cute. All right, let me pull it out this way. That's the bottom piece. Oh, it's going to be so cute. It feel like Christmas shit. I ordered a little waterfall because I was like, the picture is cute, you know. The plant, Layla is always giving. But I need, like, the centerpiece of centerpieces. Like, the part that's like, oh, that's nice. They outside and it's cute. Like, all right, got that. I promise I'm gonna clean all this up. Like, it's in there. Come on. Oh wow, this whole time. Wow, I'm gonna have to put it together. Ooh, this is so pretty. Wow. So I was looking for a butterfly waterfall specifically, and this one has a little butterfly on it. I think it's this piece right here, and I was like, all right, that's the one. And it wasn't that much. It was like $40. Oh, I'm screaming at how that worked when I just blew it just then. Y'all, this is gonna be so cute. I'm so excited. All right, let me see. And this the little, all right, and they got the directions, of course, inside. So I got this waterfall. Basically, it looks like kind of like this. Let me put this in. So it would look like, dang, I ain't going, you mean, but like, y'all get the point. And then you got the little butterfly. Like, it got 3 parts to it. Boom, boom, boom. And the water kind of going to just flow through. So that's going to be real cute. Oh, and then I'm going to be careful with that. Let me just sit this right here. Because I'm a little rough with stuff. Like, I know that about myself. So I be trying to be aware of that and conscious of that. What's this? Oh, this is how you plug it up. So I guess we'll need an extension cord if we got one. We'll see. And then I got these little vines. Everybody has these. I never ordered them because I was like, I don't really like how they look all the time. But I think this one is going to look good. I ain't going to open it all the way. But yeah, you got the little joints. You can tie it together and stuff. But yeah, just some vines. Like, y'all seen these before in people's rooms or like studio stuff. Y'all know what this is. Like, I don't got to pull it all the way out. Y'all going to see it when it's hung up. But boom, you see the little vines. So it's going to be a vibe. I'm going to set up. Ew, these smell so bad. Oh, it smells like the inside of an aquarium. Ew, that's nasty. I'm gonna spray it though. We're gonna let it air out and all that other shit. I don't like no nasty ass smells, but it's not gonna be like that once we done with it. Open it, make sure I got everything. Oh, and then we went in the dollar store. So I've been seeing butterflies all day. It was a butterfly on a shirt I was looking at. I was trying on earlier that I thought I was gonna wear today. Then they had these little butterflies in the store. So I'm gonna probably insert a little picture on the side so y'all can see it close up. But I chose red. They had red, green, and blue. I was like, I got enough green on my head for days, and I wasn't really feeling the blue too much, even though I knew it would go. So I chose red. But that's everything, y'all. it's gonna be so cute. It's like only a few things, right? But when we put it all together, it's gonna be like completely transform the space. Like, oh snap! So let's get into building this butterfly experience and what it's gonna look like on a physical level. Let's do it. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the garden. Welcome to a safe and brave space. Welcome to the Butterfly Experience podcast. It's cute. Is it giving? I ate no crumbs. I love it. It's such a moment. Like, this was an idea at one point, and me personally, like, I'm healing through the process of trusting the process of when something is an idea, it will come to fruition. It will manifest. Like, it will happen. I have a lot of, especially as a Sag, I'm a Sag sun and moon. I have a lot of, in a Gemini rising, I have ideas all the time. Like, in my head be so many things, and a lot of those things sometimes, unfortunately, don't. Not even unfortunately, like, they don't manifest when I think they will. Because I feel like even if you give an idea back to source, it'll travel through someone someday. You don't have to do everything. But yeah, it's so cool because this was an idea. So when I was just looking at it, you know, on the camera, making sure I liked everything, I'm like, it was like not even just like it was just audio at one point, and that was visual. Now y'all can see what I look like. Y'all can see me. We can have this whole nother level of intimacy, and I'm just so grateful that this happened. Like, wow, it's so cute, and it's giving me, right, it gives my vibe. Like, it looks like if Emyne had a little set, this is what it would look like. So I'm really excited. Shout out Source, shout out everybody. It's so lit. So we're gonna get into a few things on this episode. For the first episode, it's just gonna be me and you. This will be a season of me interviewing people and bringing people on to have conversations and share their story and, you know, their wisdom and things like that, creativity, things like that. But today I'm gonna tell y'all about how I got into, I keep clapping, I love doing that, I talk with my hands. I'm gonna tell y'all how I got into podcasting, just listening to it, and then what my journey was starting my own podcast, and then I'm gonna share some tips and advice and have a conversation around some tools that have helped me heal myself. Again, we're all still in our journey, but what has gotten me this far? What are the things I really like to use? Because, you know, we all about healing, creating, transmutation, and all of that here. So I want to share some of my personal opinions and tools with that. But yeah, okay, let's get into it. So, how I got into podcasting. There was a point, so I started listening to podcasts my freshman year of college. I went to CCP, whoop, whoop, all day. We love a community college. So my first year of college, I was like, what is the word? I just said it. My first year of college, when I was a freshman, I started listening to different podcasts because I had wanted to take a break from music. I just felt like I needed something that felt a little bit safer, and I also like wanted something that I could turn on and it'd be the same thing, like a conversation for hours, like, you know, while I'm doing the dishes, while I'm cooking, something like that, walking to school, whatever the case may be. Because this was at the time in my life when I lived downtown. So I was like, I'm gonna listen to podcasts. Like, I hear people talk about podcasts or like audio books, stuff like that. I was like, I'll give podcasts a go. But I was like, it gotta be black woman, gotta be, you know, something like that. So, excuse me, I found Black Girl in Om. Soon as I listened to Black Girl in Om, it was like, this is home for me. This is what I want to listen to. I wanted to listen to it all day. I would literally listen to multiple episodes in a day. I would do it washing dishes, like I said, walking to the supermarket, walking to school, just sitting there, you know, painting, whatever, creating. I would listen to it, and I just loved how it literally felt like, especially how warm Lauren's voice felt. Like, they felt literally up on the mic, like she was. It was so intimate. It was so cozy. It was so comforting. But it would literally feel like she was just there talking to me, or we were on the phone, and she would interview people, and I'm just like, wow, this just feels like a conversation. Like, I feel like I'm with y'all. And it was just so, it was also a podcast all about healing, like, you know, up my alley of spirituality, healing, you know, things towards enlightenment, working towards your own personal enlightenment and things like that. So it was right up my alley because I had just kind of started getting more into that journey and what it looked like. Because we throw the word spirituality around, but specifically just like the kind that's about like inner self, source, that kind of thing. And then, you know, taking us back to our indigenous roots, things like that. So I was listening, I'm like, yo, I really fuck with this. This is lit. So I started with her, and then over the years, I would, especially when I would go on like a break from music, and I just wanted to, you know, kind of detox. I wanted something that felt really safe. This was before I had like other safe artists. I have safe artists that I go to now, but you know, when I wanted to just have a detox, have a moment to ground, all of that, I would listen, and it's lasted over the years. So that was 2018-ish. Yeah, I want to say 2018. So then, in 2020, I had this beautiful apartment in West Philly. 2020 was like one of the most pleasurable, easiest, I feel like, and happiest moments in my life, which is so wild because like COVID hit and all of that. But that, it worked for me. I'm one of those folks that'll be like, COVID worked for me rather than like against me or whatever. So it was one of the most like divine, easygoing, creative moments in time for my life so far, and you know, that I've consciously experienced. And something I started doing was like, I would get up and I would have this ritual where I would give my altar, you know, the fruit or whatever. I would sit and I would eat my fruit, and because I was basically a fruitarian at this point, child. But I would get up and I would have conversations with myself every rising, and I would record it. Like I would voice memo it because I got put onto that because people would like, if you don't want to journal necessarily, then you could voice memo. So boom, I was sitting here, I was voice memoing, and it will always turn into, and just so I could go back to it, listen to it, like whatever, because it will always turn into me like really aggressively screaming. And I think that's because I was just starting my you know, yeah, this is making sense. I was just starting really getting into speaking with my ancestors, and so I think the aggression was like the excitement. Like they really wanted me to feel immediately as I was starting that journey that like, yo, we here, this how we are, this how we feel about you, and like this is the energy. It was giving real like aggressive, it was giving warrior, it was giving hood nigga a little bit, you know, a mix of all of that shit, because that's where I come from. So I think that like I will always wind up screaming, I'm saying, because I was channeling. I was always talking like, it was I had a beautiful window, my bed was here, it was a beautiful window, and it was all these trees, and I would also like, I felt like they was coming through the trees, because trees, especially with indigenous folk, they hold our memories, our people, you know, all of that, because of, you know, our history and shit like that. So the trees, I feel like we mean a lot to them. Like they hold conversations and shit with us in a special way. So, and there's probably some science out there too to back it up, you know, with melanated folk and what is it called, the thing, we gonna talk about it later. Anyway, so I would always talk to them, open the window and stuff like that, and again, they was like real aggressive, so I would always wound up talking real loud, kind of like screaming on these voice memos, just like, you know who you are, like like you are a warrior, you know who you come from. Like it's voice memos of me just saying that over and over again, like, do you know where you come from? Do you know where you come from? Like literally getting hype and shit, sweating and shit like that. So that's how me recording myself started. And you know, sometimes we make voice memos, we never go back and listen, but sometimes I would record myself doing tarot readings, you know, things of that nature, so that I had it to go back to. And I really like my voice. Like I'm a professional like hip hop, I guess I would say kind of like pop soul artist. So I've recorded myself, you know, I've engineered myself, also been engineered by the people. I have music out, is what I'm trying to say, baby. So anyway, I'm used to like the sound of my voice. I always like the sound of my voice anyway. So listening back to it, I'm like, you know, I love when it got that little deep raspy sexiness to it. I like when I get real high pitched and shit and I be excited. Like I loved all the different variations of me showing up vocally in, you know, this little technology or whatever. So I was like, oh, this is cool. So then fast forward to like 2021, I was staying with some friends and I needed a outlet because I didn't feel like very connected to them at the time, and I didn't really feel like I had anybody to, granted, like I would sit down and have those conversations with myself, but I kind of wanted another level of that, like another level of that. I wanted it to feel even more like an outlet. So I was like, okay, I'll be recording myself talking. I remembered I was doing that top of 2020, so I'm like, I should probably like do that and then put it on a podcast, because let me tie that idea together a little bit more. Like this was also the time like I started getting back into my Finsta and shit like that. So, you know, when you got social media and shit, it just feel like an outlet when you telling, even if it's a handful of people, like when you telling them some shit like, yo, like da-da-da. So my Finsta was kind of like that, like, let me expose this shit I did. Let me tell y'all about this, you know, ratchet shit when you get into like the real behind the scenes shit, the raunchy shit, all of that. So that's what my Finsta was for. And I was like, I'm at a point where I want to like kind of, yes, talk about my raunchy shit and all of that, but also in like this healing way, because that should be educational. Like your raunchiness and your ratchetness also be educational, and sometimes it get deep. Like it's like, are you actually in your feelings? Like we trying to be, you know, have fun or whatever. But some of the shit that's going on is like you really do need to have a conversation about it, and it could possibly be used for like your elevation type shit, enlightenment type shit. So I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna start a podcast. I love podcasts. I had started getting back into the podcast because I took a little break. I started getting back into it or whatever, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna record it. So I literally on like this air mattress in these people's basement with like my phone. I'm like by the heater on because it's cold as shit in the fucking basement. So I'm by the phone talking. But this was just supposed to be a practice joint to see how I sound. That's why the quality is trash. Season 1, episode 1, the quality is poop, but the feeling is there, the story is there. Anyway, so I was recording myself on this air mattress, whatever, and I think the first one was why I chose the title, the Butterfly Experience podcast, like why I was choosing a butterfly and all of that. So I get into that season 1 if you want to know more about that, and like spirit animals, what I feel like mine are, etc. And then I was like, I should really do it. I should really just let that be the first episode was mad natural. And since then, like I just been doing it. And when people ask me like how I get into it or like why, you know, I got into it, like I really tell them like straight like that, because I needed to tell my business. Like I'm trying to take needed out my vocabulary, but like I required and desired a place to really get to the nitty gritty and like feel, you know, heard, and also just like not feel ashamed. Having a podcast, so now let's kind of, you know, skate into the part of what having a podcast has done for me. Because let me tell you, the fact that like having a podcast, and as real as I get and as much as I tell my business, that shit really had me sit down and understand shame, and like on a different level, shame and just like fear on a different level. Because I remember like it was one podcast episode I had that was just talking about how, you know, it was trigger warning, insert here, ooh, sexual trauma, boom boom boom, trigger warning. If you don't fuck with that, you should, you know, take a couple seconds, come back. But yeah, so like I was talking about, you know, sexual trauma and how I, you know, what I was desiring in my sex life, present, you know, future, like what I would like to happen. And it involved me exposing some stuff, some of the things I had been through, like, you know, sexual trauma, things that I also kind of like allowed myself to go through even as an adult. And if you want to know more about that, it's in the episode. I think it's like episode 2 or 3 or something. And it's titled like, who pussy is this versus, hey, hold my hand, how does that feel, or something like that, and tying the two together, like when is the appropriate time for which. Anyway, so what was I talking about that for? Oh, after I made that episode, I hit the end of the voicemail and I'm just like, am I really about to put this out? Like, am I really about to let people hear about that shit? And all I know is I was nervous, like I was shaking. I just had so much like anxiety and fear about it for the next 2 days. And I'm used to like my spiritual journey. What I'm hearing is like, if it don't feel right, don't do it. Like if you know, so it's not feeling right because I have anxiety or fear. But I really had like something in me, even with the anxiety and fear, like under deep was this message of like, do it. This is the place to be. Like, this is where you get very vulnerable, and not in a way of like a song, where like a song I could disguise it. I could tell you a metaphor. I can make it sound pretty. But if we just talking, like, you get in the bare of that shit, the raw of that shit. Like, it's not no pretty way to put it, for real. So I'm like, this is me really talking about my fucking trauma, just talking about it, like blatantly saying what it is and what happened and shit like that. And again, like in my soul of souls, child. I mean, I guess we get one. I don't know, who knows. But in the inside of me, really deeply, it was like, this is what you're supposed to do. You doing what you're supposed to be doing. You know, no matter how you look, no matter if you look crazy to some people or like drawn to some people, or you look a way that they didn't expect you to be, like, this is for you. And this is not only for you, but for the many people who want to listen and feel related to. So after a couple days, I'm just like, man, I'm just gonna put it out, like, you know. So it taught me a lot about knowing the difference between anxiety and intuition, because they'll sound the same at different points. Like, anxiety will sound urgent, it'll sound like, yo, what the fuck, like it'll make you sweat, it'll give you, you know, the chills that don't really feel right, but then intuition is a whisper. It comes like a river, like it's a flow. And I felt, you know, within my river, like, put it out, do it, it's good. Vulnerability. And that's when vulnerability became like a really big part of my life too, consciously. And I was using the word and like really understand. I always thought I was a vulnerable person, but after having my podcast, I'm like, you not as vulnerable. Like, people like think you vulnerable because you talk about things that people wouldn't normally talk about. So now all of a sudden you're like the most vulnerable person in the room because you want to talk about shit people don't want to talk about. But that don't necessarily mean you're vulnerable to your own standard, like to your own, like, you know. So I was just like, I really had to learn, like, you vulnerable by everybody else's standard, but by your own and like what you know about what's in your closet, you not necessarily that vulnerable. You do got shit you don't want to talk about. It's just not the shit people would expect. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, that's layers. Like, everything is like its own universe. Every concept is its own universe. But yeah, so let me sip. Yeah, I just had to and I'm glad I did, get more comfortable with vulnerability, more comfortable with fear, more comfortable with just like, I'ma talk. And them shits would be like an hour long, 40-something minutes long, just talking. And let me tell you, I was at a fucking event. Nadira Shakur, she is an amazing mama, an amazing Black woman, community member, event organizer, music artist, just being, lover, nurturer, warrior. Love her, clearly. She had an event like this. I think we was calling it something different back then, but I think it was the Black in the Park event, something like that. And somebody came up to me and was like, yo, I love your podcast. I was like, hold the fuck up. Hold the phone. You listen to my podcast? Mind you, like, I'm used to people coming up like, yo, I fuck with your music, you know, shit like that, that's lit. But this person knew me from my podcast. And I'm like, how did you even That shit made my entire fucking day. But she was like, yeah, like I listen, when you drop, and I fuck with it. And then after that, I looked at my stats and I'm like, oh shit, niggas is fucking with this. They downloading that shit, like keeping that shit, like okay, period. Especially the first episode I did. So anyway, I say all of that to say, podcasting took my hand and really like opened my eyes and opened the doors for me to understand vulnerability in a new way, fear in a new way, intuition, and just telling my business. And also I had to really come to terms with the fact that like it's okay, because I had that before I had my jewelry business. So I started podcasting like as another business, and people would tell you like focus on your music, that's it, like that's all you need to be doing, like you're a music artist, so I really had to come to terms with the fact that like I'm not just a music artist, and a podcast was a big part of it. Like I could just talk. Like I do think I know and feel and understand that my gift is voice, and it happens to be voice through music, but also like just speaking to people. Like my voice, just hearing it can move people. The things that I say, like I'm highly intelligent, highly connected to source. So, understanding that and being proud of that and being okay and encouraged and excited to take the risk. Like I'm not just gonna focus on music. There's not just one part of me. You know what I'm saying? For those who that works with, for those who that works for, no tea, no shade, just lemonade. But I'm screaming. See, now can I get like a little piece of the rapper in me? But like I'm a multidimensional being, and I'd rather learn how to balance all of my gifts than like cut some off because I'm trying to focus on one and get it to the point everybody else want me to get it to. Like that don't make me feel whole. Like I'm a whole ass being, like whole ass universe, different parts, different stars, different planets and shit. Come see one, like the fuck. And when you done with that one, go see another one, because I got multiverse. Okay, anyway, child. So boom, that's what it's done for me. That's how I got into it. I wanted to share that with y'all. And there's other shit I want to share with y'all in this first episode, but I don't remember all of it, so I gotta think. So we probably just gonna cut it here. Let me think for 2 seconds. Take a sip. This is the wrap up, the conclusion. Let me get some water. That shit trying to give me an aftertaste. I mean water, lemonade. That shit trying to give me an aftertaste. I don't got time for it. Y'all see how I gotta arch this shit? It's at the last. Like my hair look weird as shit. I'm literally over here like this. Child, Layla had a good time, y'all. She had a good time. She's super hyped. She growing this leaf by the minute. But anyway, so this is the wrap up. This is the conclusion. I always have some concluding thoughts, because always, that's like my MO. That's a consistent thing about me. But I just keep realizing that I'm sitting on this set. Like this is my set for my podcast, and I just don't even know how to. Like this shit right here makes this entire week of work, and like I wasn't pushing myself past the limit or nothing, but like I worked hard this week, and again, like I didn't overdo it necessarily, kinda towards the end by accident, but like I took really good care of myself still, and this moment just makes all the times I spoke up for myself, all the times this week that I communicated what I required and I allowed it to come to me and work out, and all the times I had to tell myself like, all right, this is a moment I'm going to push through this challenge and I'm going to overcome this challenge, and I did. Like all of that and all of the craziness and disappointments. Like last night was crazy, y'all. We not going to get into it, but that shit was crazy, and it could have been a reason for me not to come do this, but I didn't let it be. I could have let it be, but I didn't. And so this moment just makes all of that shit worth it. This moment makes me recording in that damn basement, on my fucking phone. Like just putting that shit on Spotify through Buzzsprout, because that's what I use. If y'all want to start a podcast, they're a great way to start. It makes all of that shit worth it. And I'm just super, it's not a word, but I want to say, I know immaculate is a word, but I don't know if immaculately is a word. But I don't give a fuck, it's going to be a word today, because the English language shit anyway. I'm immaculately proud of myself for this. I pulled this shit straight from the womb. Like y'all getting shit straight from source, straight from the heart. And I know it matters. I kept telling myself that, because I know that it does, and we're going to have a great season. I can't wait to interview our first guest, the second, the third, fourth, fifth, and beyond. We're going to have a beautiful journey. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for, listening. Thank you for showing up for yourself, because this is healthy for you. And so you choosing it is a reflection of how you care about yourself. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me, connecting with me. Feel free to follow me personally at Emyne the Superstar, which will probably be inserted in the screen. That's Emyne. I was singing with y'all. You already know Emyne. I do that every show, but yeah, Emyne the Superstar. And you can follow the Butterfly Experience podcast at the Butterfly Experience podcast. I haven't decided which Instagram I'm gonna really like blow this joint up on. I'm still thinking about that, but you can follow both because both have relevant things. I'm about to say my hair is slipping. Child, after this, I'm about to be walking around with this ponytail that's under this joint. It's not that cute, but I don't care. I brought my little hair tie, my little shoestring too. For my girls that know, y'all know. Not even just the girls, like my beings who know about the shoestring. Yeah, that should make any hairstyle pop. But yeah, what was I saying? I was thanking y'all, and then I was saying where you can find me. Yeah, and that's Instagram. If y'all wanna, don't follow me on Twitter. Just follow me on Instagram. And stay tuned because we have a lot of beautiful things, beautiful, powerful, healing, creative conversations and connections in store, and I'm super excited. I know I'm mad chill, but that's just because I'm taking everything in. I'm super proud, so I'm sitting back, but I'm super excited. And what's gonna be my outro? We used to be well. This is cliche, but I really want to say like fly high, butterfly. I'll figure it out. We'll see, but for now, fly high, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. I hope you got what you needed. Again, what I express in these episodes is solely my experience and opinion and is not to be taken as professional or legal advice. If you need either of those, I encourage you to see a professional. Until next time, fly free, beautiful.